10 years ago, I had the good fortune in the UK of finding what's called sheltered housing. That's for people who are 60 plus and they are mobile, they are independent, but they have a very nice flat, great garden, and there is someone in case you feel ill you can call to seek assistance, or you can pull a cord and they'll see what they can do if you need an ambulance, whatsoever. So it's a very nice, quite relaxed place to be. I enjoy it very much. So 10 years have passed, and it has been a beautiful journey into understanding the process of aging, because I live with 100 other people, and the psychology of it, and even I can say the spirituality of it. So I have found that some people live quite long. Some go a bit early, some are more ill, less ill, but there are a few people that have made it into their 90s. Now, what is quite exceptional about these people is that they are in very good health indeed. It's two men in their 90s and one woman who is 100. Okay, so they have all something in common, and that is a very happy heart and living in the present with joy, letting go of the past. And I'm going to talk more about it for a few minutes just to make you understand the dynamics of it. But I like to say first and foremost that I don't say that people who live longer is because they are better people, because they are more spiritual and so forth, because that is not true and that is not what I'm saying. There are people that are very pure, very wonderful people, and they die younger and pretty ill. There are people that have a lot of animosity, a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and they so happen that they can live longer. So, but what I've seen in here is that it's quite interesting. The people I know that that are living quite long are usually people with very good dynamics, psychological and spiritual dynamics, and we'll talk about it. So we have had once a person with a very, very strong negativity in him that lived a bit longer, but as I said, the majority is more the other way. We have had quite a few that were wonderful people, and they die younger. So, but that is DNA as well, and who knows, karma, past lives, different journeys, different places to go at different times. So, going back to these three people, I have seen something very interesting, because we as human beings, we carry a lot of emotional and psychological luggage or baggage. Why have they done this to me? Why he was like this? Why she was like that? Oh, this thing could have happened this way. That thing could have happened that way. And the pot is boiling, blah, 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 inside, and it can drag us down, and that becomes our reality. This resentment, this anger becomes who we are. Now, I like what the Buddha said, which is quite beautiful in this case. He said this negativity, this ego formed from a negative perception of life is not truly who we are. And he said it's not me, it's not I, it's not mine. My I is not born out of that. Who I truly am. So, what I've noticed in these people I'm talking about, particularly these two men in their 90s and the woman who is 100, and they are in very good nick. They have their little glass of wine, they have a great laugh. It is a pleasure being with them, truly a pleasure. And what I have noticed is that they are not of a vacuous happiness, ha 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 ha. It is a true happiness coming from within, and it is from a simple secret, is letting go of the resentment of the past. Keep the good memories, why not? But you are not dragged down by it. You are not crying about the loss. You are not mourning about what is not there anymore, because you accept that everything comes to pass and is not colored and heated up with resentment and anger. And I can see it when you talk to them, if someone has said or done something to them, yes, they can say, they can be precise, they can say what they mean, they don't keep things inside either, they're of a cheerful disposition, but they don't swallow bitter pills. If they have something to say, they say it, but then they let it go. They let it go. And they don't nurture themselves on resentment, on that person there, that person on that floor, that other person on that floor, There is always something quite positive to say, always saying, being quite cheerful, dynamic, encouraging. And what I find that when we let go of this baggage, it's like our being suddenly starts breathing real air, real oxygen of true life. And so it is nothing very mysterious, it is actually quite simple. And in a way, it is what I think most spiritual teachers, most philosophers and educators have told us. I mean, if we think, to me, the main teaching of Jesus is in the Sermon of the Mount. And you see when it says, just don't carry things within you. If you're going to pray and you have a strong hatred against somebody in you, let go of that hatred first. Don't bring it with you within the prayer. Within Buddhism, we have this mindfulness, which is all about letting go of the past, and living in the present. But so was the teaching of, Aristotle, Plato, and Confucius and Lao Tzu. That's what they were trying to say. Live without creating harm to anyone. Don't do unto others what you don't want others to do to you, so that you don't have that dark feeling within you, so be generous, be kind, within, certain parameters, of course, but smile to the world, and then the world will smile back at you. And like in Buddhism, there are quite profound methods, like, the different stages of mindfulness and so forth, to let go of this strata that brings us down. Now, some young people might say, oh, well, but does this video really concern me? Yes, it does, because in a way, after 25, we start all growing old. That's when the cells of the body start deteriorating, start becoming old. And also, it gives us a good background, it gives a good standing position where young people can grow from, and understand that yes, you can go for the things you like, you can go for the things you want, but you don't have to create hatred and pain within you. Travel light, be creative, but travel light. And these three persons whom I love dearly in this place, they have been some of my greatest teachers, because I have seen really the condensation of years of spirituality, of studies, of traveling. I've seen it really just in their smile, in their eyes. I spend half an hour with them, having a chat, having a laugh, and it's like also all my burdens just leave me. So there is a great power in letting go, in living for the moment, in not desiring admiration and following and putting other people down so that we can put ourselves up, all those destructive dynamics, and particularly following the ultimate law: don't do unto others what you don't want others to do to you, and do unto others what you would like others to do unto you. Very simple. So if you live with the eternal law and you don't carry baggage and you smile to life from moment to moment, trust me, you are in a good place and you are going into a good place. And I say this as well because what I noticed that is quite interesting with these people, they're not particularly religious. They are full of good spirit. Their spirit is holy, but they don't create constructs. They say, I live for the here and now, and we will see. When I leave this body, I shall know. I'm not carrying heavy baggage or hatred towards anything or anyone. I think it will help me at that moment. You see, but at the moment I'm not going to be pulled in this ideology or that ideology or this belief or that belief. You see, I live for the present. And that is a very, very beautiful teaching for me, because that's very much as well what the Buddha said. Don't worry so much who created this universe, who didn't, and so forth. The most important thing you need to worry about is where you are at with your spirit. What is your state of being? And if it is vibrant, if it is free of hatred and resentment, you are in a good place and it will take you to a good place. I hope you have had some inspiration and food for thought from this short talk, and hope to see you soon.